Well, hi, welcome to my latest video. Well, in this video, I'm going to review another product that I was sent. And in this case, it's a wireless HDMI pair of devices. And here they go. They each have an icon on them. This one here has an icon of what looks like a little laptop. And this one has an icon that looks like a monitor. So I assume this is the receiver and this is the transmitter. But we'll find out once I hook them up. Okay. After I hook it up to the laptop and a capture monitor, which you'll be able to see the results of, I'm going to go ahead and see what the propagation delay is between them, and I will see how they perform in general, okay? It's supposed to be 4K imagery, so we'll see if that's transmitting over. And also whether or not the sound is getting through here. HDMI does support sound, but I've had cables that did not support it. So that's something to consider for some reason. Anyway, we'll test it out. We'll see how it goes. I'll also do a box opening to show you what comes in here. I saw a bunch of cables like in a little section at the bottom of the box. By the way, this is the box that it came in. Pretty simple, no frills. So we'll open it up and take a look at it and see all of the cables that it needs and maybe some extras, okay? So let's go ahead and get started and see how this thing works out, okay? Okay, let's see what comes in the box with this Ask Nano. Outer cover. And looks like we have a old white box, low frills packaging. That's generally good for saving a few dollars. There we go. Vacuum, air vacuum in there. Okay. Put that aside. It's a nice box, actually. It's quite, you can use it, since it's blank, you can use it for a lot of things, actually. Both the top and bottom, there's no writing on it. That's a plus. Okay, we got two devices in here. One's a transmitter and one's a receiver. There's icons. Now, since this one shows what looks like a laptop, my guess is that that's the transmitter. And this one looks like just a monitor on a stand. Let's see what happens. Take a look at this. Turn it upside down. What does it say? Yep, that's the transmitter, all right, right there. Okay, that's the transmitter. Let's take a look at the other one. It should say receiver, right? And there it is. It says receiver. Okay, one of each. It's got nice little covers on it. Put those aside for a minute. It's got like a really tough foam. That's the thick stuff protecting it. That's good. Bunch of cables. Okay, what do we got here? Well, this is an extension cable. This is kind of wide, so I could see you might not be able to get it into all crevices of certain types of monitors and laptops. More likely to monitors. They give us two of these extensions. They look like what, about 6 to 8 inches? Yeah. About 6 to 8 inches. What do we got here? We got two of these power cables. So let's see how long one of these are. Oh, really tightened. Let's see what we got here. I'll do the fold over trick. Fold over twice. Not quite a foot, so I'd say it's about 3 to 3.5 feet, 3 feet maybe. We got two of those. Okay, and we got an adapter here, HDMI it looks like. So we got the, open this up. There's only one of these. And it's got our standard HDMI. Standard HDMI over to a mini HDMI. And then a micro HDMI. Okay, so like a Raspberry Pi. Okay, that's good. And we got instructions here. And it's a small print again. I'll see if I can find something online. If not, there's not a lot here, so it shouldn't be a problem reading it. Okay, so we'll put that in there. We'll leave that in there for now. And we'll go and hook it up to the computer and see what happens next, okay? Okay, now to hook it up to a laptop, now I've added the cable, the power cable extension, which goes USB-C to USB-A, right? So you first plug in the HDMI, such, has no power at this point and no connection, and then you hook up to the power through an HDMI. When it's blinking like this, it's waiting to connect. So once we bring the other end up, which I currently have powered off right now at the monitor, you plug in power, and then you see a connection. It goes a solid blue at that point. So blinking blue, while it's waiting for connection, it's solid blue. The connection is established. Now, if the other end is off long enough, then it goes into a hibernation mode, and it goes into sort of a red signal at that point. Like there's a red one. If it goes into a purple blinking, it's in hibernation. But now it came back on again because I turned the other side on. Well, hi, welcome to my latest video. Well, in this one, I'm going to finally be presenting part 2 of my new network upgrade utilizing prosumer equipment rather than the consumer equipment I've been using up to this point. Big difference is I want to be able to add PoE pretty much across the board. At least, it'll be like 95, 97%. And also have the capability of having all equipment incorporate VLANs. Now, a key to that is well, that concludes all of the testing and setup that I wanted to do with this device. Quite honestly, it has great application purposes. In particular, though, the best applications for it to be used in are more in the educational arena. So if somebody is, I don't know, high school, maybe these days even grade school teacher, definitely a college teacher, and maybe also a corporate instructor, they would find great use in this. If you're just casually interested in being able to project from your laptop up to your large screen TV in your living room, just to show people things or play a couple of videos or whatever, that would work fine for that as well. However, with 188 milliseconds of propagation delay, gaming would not be part of that. Anything over about 35, 40 milliseconds of propagation delay would clearly be noticed and affect the results of some of the high-end games that are out there these days. So you really need to think about that. What am I going to use this for? And can it help me in different ways? Obviously, gaming might be something I recommend you to eliminate, but almost every other use of it is very possible and very handy. I'm going to get myself a set of these and put them inside of my laptop carrying case so that I have them in case, I need to do a presentation. And that could happen very easily. I still have a couple of side gigs going on that, could involve that. Anyway, I just want to let everybody know I did the testing, I showed the setup, I opened up and showed what came with it, which, by the way, it came with everything but one thing I would have liked to have seen. And that would have been a female-female connector. They gave me 2 of these 8-inch female-male, just for extension purposes of the device, right? But they really didn't give one that could allow me to transform this device into connecting to another cable. Not easily anyway, unless you happen to have a cable extension that has a female end on the cable already, which is not very popular. So that would have been one nice thing that they could have done. But overall, I would recommend this. And hopefully, some people will find it useful. I have down below in the notes, in the links, I have actual references to where you could find this on Amazon. And take a look at it. And they have different types. This particular one happens to be with 1 receiver, but they have the same set in 2 receivers. And they also have other options in terms of the extended length. Well, that's one other thing I should mention before I go. I really could not get this thing to work more than about 40 feet with a wall in between us. Okay? I did try that. But when you have a clear open line of sight between the two, between the laptop and the screen, there was no problem. I was able to get it to work 100%. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure I covered that, and hopefully somebody out there can find this useful. Anyway, thanks for watching.